Hey folks, today is March 26th, 6:40 p.m. Let's take a look at the markets. So today was really kind of weird. We had a really nice gap up that pretty much like dissolved all day until the close, where we kind of had a decent close. I wish that would have been a gap up and go, honestly, but it didn't happen. Kind of melted away all day long. But if you look at the S&P 500 here, we ended with a spinning top, got kind of sent down at the 21-day moving average, that's the green line there. But we did hold the 50-day and kind of bounced up. So we closed a hair above this line also. I have the highest point back here somewhere. I think it's this day. 2815 is about the highest day. 2816, 2817, but we closed at 2818, which is pretty good. So we actually again closed above the line, even though it wasn't some kind of a big green breakthrough or anything. I think that's pretty good. I really would like to see it do what it did last week on Thursday, go flying over that line, don't come back, but again we're dancing around that line. So I'm hoping we get some more upside and we just pull away from this line to the upside. But we're kind of in a wait and see period still, kind of just moving sideways. If you look at the NASDAQ though, it is nicely over. It's closing solidly above. The Russell almost looks like a little flag, kind of consolidation right here between the 200 and the 100. So it's got a little channel between the moving averages almost, or a little flag kind of pattern. And then the Dow is the Dow. So the futures are red. They're not that bad right now, but we'll see what they do in the morning. They gotta wait for European and Asian markets to open, and then they'll react and go through all that stuff. So we'll see what we get in the morning. I'm hoping that we can just get some more upside. We finally closed above that line again, so we'll see what happens. NVDA had a really good gap up, and then it just all melted away. But we did close positive. We were up 3, and now I've got a little flag right below another resistance point. So there's this gap here, and the low of the gap is right here, and that's pretty much where we stopped. And we're consolidating below that, which is excellent. So I think that I would not enter. I'm not going to recommend anybody enter on bull flags or pennants. I don't do that. I used to do that. They fail too often, so I'm not bothering. The real entry on NVIDIA was down here. If you're in it, great. This is a continuation pattern, so we should over time see more upside in NVIDIA. Spotify keeps looking good and then not. So it's in a symmetrical triangle. It keeps going back and forth. At one point I had this as a small ascending triangle. Didn't work. This looks pretty good though, as a symmetrical triangle, and you can kind of see as it gets tighter and tighter, it's actually obeying those lines. The high is there, low is there, high is there, low is there. So right now I have the breakout on Spotify at about 143.30. That's probably going to change tomorrow because the line is angling down. But right around there, 143.30. IRBT, I just found this guy. Here's the I had this triangle on it for quite a long time, and then I moved it away from my normal lists, and then it busted out of here on earnings and took off, and I completely missed it. I looked at it later and I said, oh nice, I had a nice big triangle on it, and I totally missed it. But it's back into another pattern now. This is about 5 weeks of a pennant here, or a falling wedge I'd call it, because it's not really small enough to be a pennant. Falling wedge, I like it. Looks pretty good. For iRobot, I have it at about 124.66. If it continues to go a little tighter, that number will change. So you can draw those lines on your own chart and see. I bet it's going to go higher. iRobot has looked really good for a while. MELI, I just found today. This is not a 4 or 3 week pattern. It looks like about 2 weeks. But again, a symmetrical triangle. That looks really good to me. Especially after all this kind of thrusting upside with these big green bars. That looks really nice. MELI, I have it about $500.85. Tesla, we're looking at Tesla again. You can see this big channel, it continues to follow. Pops up, gets knocked down, pops up, gets knocked down, pops up, gets knocked down. Well, it's back down there again, and it's got a falling wedge. So as it gets closer and tighter, it will likely bounce off there. That could be a really good entry. Right now I have it at 272 flat. Again, as the line drops, it'll probably get lower, so that'll change over time, but you can see the pattern there. FANG, again, still looks like a big symmetrical to ascending triangle. Right now I have FANG at about 106.10. Etsy, this, I don't know how well this looks. You know, kind of keep trying to draw the lines with how it's moving, but it's kind of looking messier and messier. This is definitely the trend line it's following on the top. That's a for sure. The bottom line is probably not as important. It's whether it rolls over that top line and then takes off. So that line looks really good, and you can see it's bang, 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 tightly hitting that upper line. Whereas Etsy 72, I don't think 72 is right anymore. Let's see. That's definitely not right. 68.74. 68.74. There you go. 68.74 looks pretty good for the close today. And then Coupa is a bit of a mess, but it is still in this channel. There was this breakout and thrust right back in, but it stopped at the channel. And now it's just kind of at the bottom end of the channel. That still looks good as long as it stays in the channel. And the upper line is at 97.08. So it could, you know, you could easily say that's a total mess, but those lines work. That's where it's bouncing off of. So I would just keep an eye on that one too. So that's it. Let's hope we get some nice green futures again tomorrow, and actual upside through the whole day. I'll see you next time.